I do is call up a child care center or a place trying to find a spot. And they're told, well, maybe, but in all likelihood, you'll be on a waiting list. And the other point that I would make is not only that child care is terribly expensive, not only that is that there are not enough slots. If we appreciate the kids and we understand how important care is for the little kids, obviously the conclusion is you're going to respect the people who work with the children.
And this earned income tax credit, which gives relief to middle and low-earning taxpayers, was also expanded in the stimulus package. But also, continuing unemployment benefit claims have risen to the highest level since February. It's a sign that the Federal Reserve's historic tightening cycle is beginning to buffet the economy. The Labor Department reported continuing claims rising again to 62,000 to 1.7 million just from a year ago. For the longest stretch of the end of the summer, new jobless claims defied expectations and remained low. Despite the Federal Reserve's aggressive and historic rate hikes, since the start of October though, they have been above 210,000. The Fed has been aggressively jacking up interest rates to tame inflation, but the trade-off is that rising rates, slow demand, can result in a recession. Last month, the central bank, another huge 0.75 percentage point, increased again, or 75 basis point of a rate increase. So it was the fourth such increase in just 5 months, the largest increase in 4 decades. Jerome Powell has also made it clear that the Fed won't even be tightening up its inflation starts until next year. Powell has even stated that the full effects of a rapid tightening so far are yet to be felt. It makes sense to moderate the pace of our rate increases as we approach a level of restraint that will be sufficient to bring inflation down. So the time for moderating the pace of rate increases may come soon as the December meeting comes to a close. But we know, folks, for sure that President Biden must do more for the American people, and sending out stimulus payments is the only thing he has to do. So he must sign this bill into law.
Thank you all for being here, and I apologize for my back when I'm speaking to you. My mother gave me hell for doing that. But Ken, thank you for the introduction and for representing your brothers and sisters in organized labor, and who always get the job done. While they can't be here today, I want to thank Leader Schumer and Speaker Pelosi, Senators Brown, Patty Murray, Ron Wyden for their leadership in this issue as well. And I want to thank all the members that are here. Richie, it's good to see you, pal, and who leads a powerful House and Ways and Means Committee and saw this legislation and to the end and saw it through. And Tammy Baldwin, he's mildly prejudiced about your position and from that state you represent. Tina Smith, Representative Bobby Scott, Marcy Kaptur, a great friend, and Frank Marvan. Thank you all for being here. And a special thanks to Labor Secretary Marty Walsh, Teamster General President Sean O'Brien, AFL-CIO President Liz Schuler, for believing what I believe, that the middle class built America and unions built the middle class. We all know in recent years the middle class has been hit pretty hard. Unions have been under attack. We've had an economy that didn't feel like it worked enough for working people. A pandemic made things a lot worse, and that's when I signed the American Rescue Plan to provide economic relief for folks who needed it and needed it the most. Keeping tens of thousands of cops and firefighters, teachers, first responders on the job as state revenues dried up during the pandemic in all 50 states. And through the American Rescue Plan, we laid the foundation for an economy built from the bottom up and the middle out. I'm press is tired of hearing me say this, but you know, when the poor have a ladder up and the middle class are able to prosper, the wealthy do very well. Everybody benefits. Trickling down doesn't usually get down to the bottom. One of the big ways we did that was by including the Butch-Lewis Act. That shored up the pension plans for millions of union workers and represents the most significant investment in pension security.
And people laughed it off. Oh, is that a serious issue? Is there really a connection there? And it's only been a few